popular myth would have polar bears as fluffy, white, peaceful giants. We know enough to know that's not true. As the largest terrestrial carnivores, the polar bears own the ice, but their lease is running out, and their survival is uncertain. Why is the polar bear threatened? Is this a natural trend or a man-made disaster? When will the last polar bear die? Did you realize that the polar bears are in danger and that it's predicted we will have no polar bears by the end of the century?
No way. Why not?
Okay.
There's plenty cold up there for them. Why can't they live where they are?
Well, it seems like the ice is melting, the Arctic ice, and they need the ice to survive. That's where they catch those seals that they love to eat. So let me ask you this. There is a theory that there's global warming, and have you heard about it? Do you believe in global warming?
What do you think, Bobby?
Well, I think there is global warming. The question is, what is the cause of it? And that's very much debated. The modern theory seems to be that modern man's activities and carbon is increased in the atmosphere and caused global warming.
Do you think that humans are contributing to global warming? Do you think we can stop global warming and save our Earth? How do we have to change? Jeff York is doing all he can to save the polar bear from extinction. He's a polar bear biologist who has worked for years in the Arctic. Recently, he was a biologist and program manager for the U.S. Geological Survey's Polar Bear Project, the leading polar bear research team in the United States. Twice a year, Jeff leads an expedition to study and tag polar bears. At least he used to. In just 10 years, the ice has melted so much that he can no longer trust the sea ice in the spring. The U.S. Geological Survey produced this animation to show how dramatically the sea ice has melted in just the past 10 years. If the ice continues to melt this fast, then the last wild polar bear will most likely die by the end of the 21st century. Why is the ice melting? The sun is nuclear with temperatures around 9,600 degrees Fahrenheit. It sends out lots of radiation. When radiation hits the Earth, energy is transferred. Think microwave and how the waves excite your food molecules. Now let's think of the radiating energy of a fire. The closer you get, the more warmth you feel. So the closer to the Earth the sun's radiation gets, then the more energy and more warmth. We can use computer models to predict how soon the Earth's temperature will heat up, but the predictions are based on the factors that programmers feel are important, so answers vary. What most scientists do agree on is that the greenhouse gases are absorbing a larger percentage of the sunlight that the sun sends our way. Sea level rises as the polar ice melts, and there's new oceanfront property because the old has been covered like the legendary city of Atlantis. Polar bears require polar or sea ice to survive. They hunt seals on the ice, and when the ice melts, then the bears have to swim farther in open water to find ice and seals. More water, then more wind and larger waves. Bears are superior swimmers. You know that if you've ever seen them in the North Carolina Zoo. They dive and race through the cold water, but they're no match for the tall, rough waves and often drown. How can we save the polar bear from extinction? By advocating that our public monies are spent to solve the fossil fuel greenhouse problem, and then doing our part by conserving energy in our daily lives. When will the last polar bear die? Time will tell. What you do will matter.